Imagine eating something that doesn't just taste good, but actually rewires your brain to feel better. That something is chocolate, and it's not just the sugar talking. A 2011 Harvard study found that just 2 hours after eating dark chocolate, participants showed measurable improvements in mood and mental clarity. But here's what most people don't know. Chocolate contains over 500 compounds, some of which directly interact with your brain's chemistry. One key player, Flavanols, which boost blood flow to the brain and may even help protect cognitive function over time. This isn't just a sweet escape, it's a biochemical boost. Why does this matter? Because chocolate's power goes beyond indulgence. It's a window into how food can influence emotion and mental performance. What happens when you dig deeper into the science behind the craving? Let's uncover what's really going on in your brain every time you take a bite. Chocolate is far more than a sweet indulgence. It's a complex chemical cocktail. Researchers say it contains over 300 to 500 distinct compounds, some of which directly influence brain function and emotional well-being. Take the flavanol epicatechin, for example. Studies highlight its role in improving cognitive performance and mood. A 2011 study on young adults found that dark chocolate consumption led to measurable changes in brain activity within just 2 hours. This isn't just a fleeting sensation. The neuroprotective properties of cocoa have been linked to long-term cognitive benefits. Picture this: when you savor a piece of dark chocolate, you're not just enjoying flavor, you're engaging a biochemical process that may sharpen your mind and lift your spirits. The next step is understanding how these chemicals interact with our brain's reward systems. When you take a bite of dark chocolate, your brain starts a chemical conversation. Researchers found that 2 hours after consumption, young adults showed improved mood and cognitive performance, linked to dopamine release. A 2011 study highlighted this connection, showing how chocolate can act like a natural mood enhancer. But it's not just about the sugar. Chocolate contains over 300–500 chemicals, some of which directly influence brain cells. One of these is epicatechin, a cocoa flavanol that has been shown to improve cognition and emotional well-being. Harvard Health notes that while chocolate isn't a cure-all, its short-term effects can be uplifting. This doesn't mean you should eat an entire bar. Moderation is key. But the next time you reach for a square or two, remember, you're not just satisfying a craving, you're engaging in a biochemical experience. The story of chocolate and the brain is only just beginning, and the next chapter explores another player in this sweet science. In 2011, researchers observed how dark chocolate affected young adults' moods. Participants who consumed it reported improved feelings within just 2 hours. This finding aligns with Harvard Health's 2017 report, which noted that short-term chocolate consumption can have positive effects. The study highlighted dark chocolate's high cocoa content as a key factor. Consider that chocolate contains over 300–500 chemicals, some of which influence brain function and mood. Among these, flavanols like epicatechin play a role in cognitive and emotional responses. Take the 2011 trial. It wasn't just about taste. It pointed to a biological link between chocolate and emotional well-being. Researchers say these compounds may enhance blood flow to the brain and trigger the release of feel-good neurotransmitters. The results weren't just fleeting, they suggested a measurable, temporary mood lift. This insight opened new avenues for understanding how food can influence mental states. As scientists dug deeper, they began to explore how these effects might vary across different populations and chocolate types. In every square of chocolate lies a compound called theobromine, a natural stimulant with a surprising twist. Unlike caffeine, it doesn't jolt you, it gently lifts your energy. A 2011 study tracked young adults after they consumed dark chocolate and noted improved alertness 2 hours later. Researchers say this is thanks to theobromine's ability to cross the blood-brain barrier and stimulate neural activity without the crash. Take a look at the chemistry. Chocolate contains over 300 to 500 distinct chemicals, many of which influence brain function. One of these, epicatechin, has been linked to better cognitive performance in both animals and humans. The effects aren't just mental, chocolate also modulates mood. Harvard Health highlights that short-term chocolate consumption may offer emotional benefits, especially in stress relief. Theobromine, while milder than caffeine, plays a key role in this. As we dig deeper, the connection between chocolate's chemistry and our emotional state becomes even clearer. Cocoa flavanols, a group of plant compounds found in raw cacao, have shown remarkable potential in enhancing cognitive performance. A 2011 study on young adults revealed that dark chocolate consumption led to measurable improvements in memory and attention within just 2 hours. Researchers suggest this is due to the flavanol epicatechin, which increases blood flow to the brain. Another compelling insight comes from a 2017 Harvard Health report, noting that regular intake of cocoa flavanols may support long-term brain health, potentially reducing the risk of cognitive decline. These compounds don't just sharpen the mind, they also influence mood. Chocolate contains over 300 chemicals, some of which interact with brain cells to promote feelings of well-being. As we explore the emotional and psychological effects of chocolate, it becomes clear that its impact extends far beyond taste. Dark chocolate, particularly rich in flavonoids, has been linked to reduced stress levels. A 2011 study on young adults showed that 2 hours after eating dark chocolate, participants exhibited lower cortisol levels, a key indicator of stress. This effect may be tied to improved blood flow to the brain, which helps regulate mood and cognitive function. Researchers at Harvard Health noted that short-term consumption can offer noticeable benefits, especially in managing acute stress. Another study highlighted the role of epicatechin, a type of flavonoid in cocoa, which not only enhances cognitive performance, but also supports emotional well-being. With over 300 to 500 chemicals in chocolate, some directly influence brain cells to modulate mood. These compounds work together to create a calming effect, making chocolate a popular comfort food during tense moments. As we explore further, we'll uncover how these effects might extend beyond stress into long-term mental health benefits. Chocolate's relationship with mood extends beyond simple cravings. It's deeply tied to our internal clock. A 2011 study found that dark chocolate consumption improved mood in young adults within just 2 hours, suggesting a quick-acting emotional benefit. Researchers say this may be due to over 300 to 500 chemicals in chocolate that interact with brain cells, modulating emotions. Take the flavanol epicatechin, for example. It's been shown to enhance cognition and contribute to chocolate's neuroprotective effects. Consider how people often reach for chocolate during moments of stress or sadness. This isn't random. Temporal patterns show chocolate consumption peaks at specific times of day, aligning with emotional lows and circadian dips. These behaviors hint at a complex interplay between our biological rhythms and emotional needs. As we explore further, it becomes clear that chocolate's role in our lives is more than a treat. It's a response to the body's hidden signals. Cocoa flavanols, the natural compounds found in raw cacao, may do more than just lift your spirits, they could protect your brain over time. A 2011 study of young adults found that dark chocolate consumption improved cognitive performance within 2 hours, as reported by Harvard Health. Researchers say this is due in part to epicatechin, a flavanol that enhances blood flow and supports brain cell function in both animals and humans. Take the case of older adults who regularly consume cocoa-rich diets. Some studies suggest these individuals show slower cognitive decline compared to those who don't. Chocolate contains over 300 to 500 chemicals, several of which interact with brain cells to modulate mood. While indulgence often gets the spotlight, the real magic lies in these bioactive compounds. As we explore further, the link between chocolate and brain health grows even more fascinating. Chocolate's link to emotional eating isn't just a habit, it may be rooted in biochemistry. A 2011 study on young adults showed that dark chocolate consumption improved mood within 2 hours, as reported by Harvard Health. Researchers say this is partly due to cocoa flavanols, which influence brain function and emotional regulation. Consider the chemical complexity of chocolate. It contains over 500 compounds, some of which directly interact with brain cells to modulate feelings. One such compound, epicatechin, has been shown to enhance cognition and mood in both animals and humans. This isn't just about taste, it's about how chocolate communicates with the brain. The interplay between chocolate and emotional states suggests we reach for it not just for comfort, but for chemical support. As we explore how these effects might influence long-term well-being, the question remains: can chocolate be more than a treat? Chocolate isn't just a treat, it's a complex blend of compounds that may genuinely comfort us. A 2011 study on young adults found that 2 hours after eating dark chocolate, participants reported improved mood and reduced stress, according to Harvard Health. This effect may come from cocoa's flavanols, which researchers say can enhance cognition and emotional well-being. Take epicatechin, one of these flavanols. It's been shown to support brain health in both animals and humans. With over 300 to 500 chemicals identified in chocolate, it's no wonder many turn to it during emotional lows. People often reach for chocolate in the late afternoon or evening, aligning with patterns linked to mood regulation. This makes chocolate more than just a snack, it's a neurochemical experience. As we explore further, the next question is how much chocolate is enough to feel its effects. In high-stress environments, chocolate may offer more than just comfort. It could sharpen your focus. A 2011 study on young adults showed that 2 hours after eating dark chocolate, participants demonstrated improved cognitive performance, according to Harvard Health. This effect is linked to compounds like epicatechin, a cocoa flavanol that supports brain function and has shown cognitive benefits in both humans and animals. Researchers say chocolate's complex chemical profile, containing over 300 to 500 substances, can influence mood and mental clarity, especially during fatigue. Take the case of office workers under tight deadlines. Many report reaching for chocolate not just for taste, but to mentally reset. While it's not a substitute for rest, these findings suggest chocolate could be a strategic tool in managing stress and maintaining productivity. As we explore chocolate's deeper connections to brain health, it becomes clear that its benefits extend well beyond the sweet. Chocolate does more than satisfy a craving, it actually alters brain chemistry in ways that can lift your mood. A 2011 study of young adults revealed that consuming dark chocolate led to measurable improvements in mood just 2 hours later. Researchers say this is due in part to compounds like Flavanols, which support cognitive function and emotional well-being. Take epicatechin, a cocoa compound shown to enhance mood and cognition in both humans and animals. What's more, chocolate contains over 300 to 500 chemicals, some of which directly interact with brain cells to modulate emotions. These compounds work by boosting serotonin and endorphin levels, creating a natural sense of pleasure. The Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health notes that short-term chocolate consumption may offer these benefits without the downsides of long-term overindulgence. So while it's not a magic pill, science shows chocolate can be a real mood ally. But how much is too much? That's the final question we'll explore. Chocolate isn't just a treat for your taste buds, it's a complex cocktail of chemicals that interact with your brain in fascinating ways. Researchers say it contains between 300 to 500 distinct compounds, some of which directly influence mood. A 2011 study published in Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews found that dark chocolate, especially varieties high in cocoa flavanols, can enhance cognitive function and elevate mood within just 2 hours of consumption. This isn't just about feeling good in the moment. Epicatechin, a key component in cocoa, has shown neuroprotective effects in both animals and humans. Consider how often people reach for chocolate during times of stress or sadness. It turns out there's real science behind that instinct. If you're curious to explore more about how food shapes your mind and mood, hit that subscribe button and check out the sources we've linked in the description.